Chair now recognizes our friend from Ohio, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to set the record straight. To clarify, if a home needs to overhaul its electric wiring to accommodate these new appliances, by virtue of the Inflation Reduction Act, which none of my Republican colleagues voted for, a homeowner could receive up to $4,000 in federal assistance, not to mention that Dr. Richmond expressed that the entry-level appliances are the ones that are the most efficient and compliant as it relates to this non-ban, let me restate, non-ban on gas stoves. But I regret that this committee continues to hold hearings on things that do not exist, like a bogus ban on gas stoves, while ignoring the real economic and energy issues affecting people across this country. Could it be that this is part of an effort by my colleagues on the other side of the aisle to distract from the numerous wins of the Biden administration? The more we see Bidenomics in action, lowering inflation, the price at the pump going down, and record unemployment numbers, the more we seem to hold these culture war hearings. So let's be clear. President Biden and congressional Democrats have spurred the creation of over 13 million new jobs since 2021. In fact, the national unemployment rate has fallen below 4% for the longest stretch in over 50 years. And how did we do it? By investing in clean energy and our supply chain, by taking on Big Pharma in the Inflation Reduction Act, and by taking historic action to rebuild our nation's infrastructure. But these are not the things that my colleagues want to talk about. No, they would rather talk about our bodies and banning books than real kitchen table issues. Well, let me tell you, no matter what my colleagues may say, the Biden administration is committed to growing our economy from the middle out and the bottom up. And that starts with everything from lowering prescription drug prices to the cost of electricity and gas. So, Dr. Richmond, can you share with us how our Biden administration policies making life more affordable for middle-class Americans?
Well, thank you for that question. I'm going to focus on, in particular, what our energy standards are that we do in the Energy Conservation Standards Program. You know, when we look at every 6 years, when we're reviewing whether there should be standards that could be improved or not improved, what we do is we look at all of we look at what's out there, and we come up with a proposed rule. And the proposed rule has to fit the 7 statutory requirements by of EPCA. And the most important ones really are that they're more efficient, but they're also affordable. And so this is what's really important, and they also have the technical so they have the technical capabilities to do that, but also they're affordable. And that means that they save money on the cost of the energy that they're using in order to run that appliance. For example, as I mentioned, 30% less for a gas stove, 30% less energy to run that gas stove. We have saved consumers trillions of dollars since it was passed in 1975 on appliances. There's no doubt about it that increasing efficiency saves money, but we also take into account what the manufacturers are concerned about with regards to cost for them to make those changes. And that's where we come up with a value that we believe shows that it's not an undue burden for the companies, but it's also just a great savings for the consumer, because that's what we do. We want to reduce waste and save money.
Thank you. Democrats are committed to delivering record investments in America to create better paying jobs. We're taking on the special interests along the way and to lower costs for working families. Unfortunately, some of my colleagues in this committee as a whole seem to prioritize made-up crises instead of the actual challenges we are still facing, like income inequality, access to reproductive rights, and out-of-control gun violence. So I respectfully state for the record that I truly hope that our next hearing will address a new topic, because this one is still dangerous and dumb. Thank you, and I yield back.